Welcome everybody, this is Sam from the Good Games with another Born of the Gods Theros draft. So this is a really interesting pick here. So Scourge of Skoloval, I've I've played it in a few decks actually and just never cast it. So I don't not actually know if it's good or not. It seems okay, but you have to keep it back. I don't know. So Fnatic of Xenagos, obviously fantastic, super aggressive. A Crow and Skyguard, same deal. Searing Blood, fantastic removal spell. Sentencin, Oathsworn, also a very good heroic creature, but probably worse than these three cards. I don't actually know if Scourge is better than the rest. Because you can just like kill it with straight up removal, and it seems a little slow and whatnot. So it's probably the Skyguard or the Searing Blood. I really like all the white aggressive decks and their variants. And I don't like being put into two colors so quickly, especially two colors that aren't super aggressive. So I'm just going to take the Skyguard, although that could be wrong. I could want to take the Searing Blood or even the rare. So we get past another Skyguard here. I think this is actually the same row of commons. Sentencin Oathsworn, yeah. So they took the rare, whatever the rare is. I'm sure it's good. No one's bragging about it, so it can't be that good. Maybe it was, I don't know. But, so we could have two Sentencin Oathsworns here, but I think two Skyguards is just strictly better. And so I'm very happy with that. Ashiok's Adept is fairly decent, although the 2/1 flyer that when inspired triggers, opponent discards a card and mills a card is much, much better. This isn't this is a fine removal spell. It's just very expensive and not as good as like Sip of Hemlock and whatever. Course of the Tides is a fairly aggressive 4-drop. This isn't great. This I actually have not cast, even though I had it in a deck earlier today. And this seems decent if you're in like a super aggressive build. But we're going to take the second straight Skyguard and just be super aggressive. Alright, so what do we have here? We have Griffin Dreamfinder, which I don't enjoy too much. Rise of the Challenge is fine. Flood Tide Serpent is okay. Sunbond, whenever you gain life, but that many... Oh, that could be interesting. Nessian Demolock I don't love. Silent Sentinel. That is the promo, the white promo I believe, and it's not insane. Although it is okay. It's also too expensive for this deck, so Karametra's Favor. So this is interesting with Flood Tide Serpent, as you can like return, attack, then play this and just continuously drawing cards. So Nyxborn Wolf is fine, but Fall the Hammer is just by far the best card in this pack. I mean, it's fight, but like without them also dealing damage to you. It's just so good. I am kind of disappointed that we passed Searing Blood though, so it may not be that great for us. Like we may not actually be able to move into red, but who knows. So Siren of the Sound Song, this is the card I was talking about, the 2/1 where when it untapped they discard a card and mill a card. That's fantastic, but we're nowhere near those colors right now. Fearsome Temper is fine, but Elite Skirmish is just as good. Plus another card to trigger Heroic, and it stays in white. We know we're playing white with the two Skyguards. So a 3/1 that makes it so something can't block is just great, like the Leonin Snarecaster effect is great, but the fact that you can like trigger it over and over again is really where it's at. So this is an interesting pack. The blue archetype and the black archetype. I believe the blue archetype is much better. Thunderbrute seems fairly good, because even a 5/5 trample with haste for 6 is pretty good. Cyclops is good. So it's Fall the Hammer or Bolt. Nyxborn's fine. I don't know. Like I like Fall the Hammer because it targets in a heroic deck, which is fantastic. And Bolt is double red, and I don't think we want to be there. Like I don't think we want to be able to be casting Wingsteed Riders and Phalanx Leaders and Bolt. So I'm just gonna take Fall the Hammer. I mean, it's a premium removal spell, and it's great with heroic. So especially like getting big guys and then targeting them. That's just fantastic. So that's what I'm going to go with. So we have Loyal Pegasus here, which is a very aggressive 1-drop. And we have Nyxborn Rollicker. I think it's just the Rollicker here because it's a 1-drop or a 2-drop. It's just like so versatile that I think that's it. And Loyal Pegasus does have some downside, although I have been impressed with it as a whole. So here's another difficult pick. We have the Flying Haste 1/1 here. The 2/2 that gains life, or the Giant. I don't really want to be that far up on the curve, and I've really been impressed by this 2/2. So I think we're just going to take it. 2/2s for 2 are good in the heroic deck. Even things like Traveling Philosopher I've seen a lot of play. And this one's really good because when you untap, you gain 2 life. So we can grab the 5/2 for 4, though I'm not very interested in playing things that cost 4 mana. We can also take Glimpse of the Sun God because you can, like, tap their entire team and then get through, and I think that's what we're going to take. I think that just shows how open white is right now, and it's just very good. Again, we're going to be passing an Impetuous Sunchaser this time for Fearsome Temper. It just makes it so things can't block, it gets things big, it triggers heroic, it does absolutely everything we want to be doing in this deck. And so I think we're going to take it. We have a very nice outline for a very nice white-red heroic deck right here. Yeah, I mean, maybe we can get like one more heroic enabler in this pack. Another Fearsome Temper is welcomed. Unravel the Aether is very good. Clan of Erebos, okay. I really think you could make a deck around Martian Titan, although you need to get a lot of them. You need to get like 2 or 3, and then a few Grey Merchants and some Disciples and Insatiable Harpies, and really just go off in order for that to happen. Just not a fan of Impetuous Sunchaser. Like, maybe it's good, I just don't like it, so I'm going to take the Fearsome Temper. We may not play 2, but it's an option. Here we take a Rise to the Challenge. If we really need something, we can always play it. Not a huge fan of Griffin Dreamfinder. Too late game for me. Again, you can do, I guess, nice things with Floodtide Serpent sometimes, but especially like bouncing bestow creatures back to your hand and then bestowing them again. A third Fearsome Temper. Definitely not playing 3. But I don't want to hide them all either. Is there any way we can do that? It seems like just there's some really, really terrible bug. Color sort, type sort. Is there no way, like, just to hide 1? You just have to hide them all? Or hide none of them? Oh, that is awful. Alright, well, I guess we will show all of them. Moto, you need to work on that. So of these 2, we're most likely playing the 4-drop, so I'm just going to snatch that up. Although this is very good as a finisher. I believe we're much more likely to play the 4-drop than anything else. We get this, Epiphany Storm. I guess it has sideboard capability, but not really something I'm looking to play. And Forest. Alright. So I guess there are situations in which we could play this many Fearsome Tempers. Like if we have a lot of 1-mana bestow things. Thoughtseize or Ordeal. Well, it definitely depends on how much money Thoughtseize is worth. That definitely... If it's like more than a pack, I guess I have to take it, right? It's like 5, so it's selling for 3, so it's a pack. Yeah. I mean, I have to take it if it's worth a pack, you know? Because you're getting a pack from a win. And I don't think an Ordeal is going to get us, like, an entire match win. So I don't know. That's kind of how I think about it. Obviously, it would probably be better if I wasn't, you know, rare drafting in these things. But you got to do what you got to do sometimes. And rewarded for the type play. So it's Ordeal or Minotaur, but Ordeal is just way too good on our Sky Guards. So yeah, I mean, I gotta take it. Obviously, at some point, I'm gonna want more heroic enablers, or not heroic enablers, heroic creatures. But for right now, Ordeal is sweet. I really am hoping this Titan Strength can wheel. Let's see, 1. I guess someone will take that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, this pack is really weak, but maybe. I mean, it clearly just has to be Ordeal here. Yeah, I mean. The white Ordeal is pretty good too, especially for racing. And Phalanx Leader, that is... I would love this Hopeful Eidolon, but I would first pick Phalanx Leader here, and getting it 3rd pick has to be a signal that white is open. God, we're rewarded for such tight drafting. Ugh. Now we just need those 1-drops. 1-drops are important here. So it's Spear Point Oriad or Battle-Wise Valor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have a lot of ways to trigger Heroic, but we don't have a lot of 3-drops, and this is a 3-drop and a way to trigger Heroic. So I just think we have to take it here and hope for some more good white stuff to come our way. Fnatic or Skull Cleaver? Yeah, Skull Cleaver is just so aggressive that it has to be good here. I mean, Fnatic is like a 4-2 all the time, and it gets an extra damage. So maybe we want that. I don't know. Skull Cleaver just seems like exactly what we want to do. We don't want to have to be playing that many lands either, so seems right up our alley. Lagona's fine. And a super late God's Willing. I will snap that up. I will play actual as many God's Willings as we can get our hands on here. That card is insane. So this is actually an interesting pick here, because Senesin Battle Priest is obviously a human, so it works with the Pegasus, which also this and no, just the Phalanx Leader and the Skirmisher, I believe, work with. So that's an advantage. We can pick up some of those. But Sparkchill is actually a good enabler in this deck. It's super cheap. You get to Scry, and it enables 1, 2, 3. It doesn't enable Skirmisher very well, but it does enable all 3 of those things, which is exactly what we're trying to do. So I'm actually going to grab it. So here we kind of don't want to get Discipled, because that could actually like take pump spells out of our hands late game that we're really going to need. So I'm going to grab that. Wheeling the Skull Cleaver. I would have preferred wheeling the Titan Strength, but that's fine. We're not going to play all those Tempers. And Peak Eruption could definitely be good on the board. I guess we'll take this because we don't want to play against it. Same here with the Artisan. Rather not play against the Artisan. Commune is fine. All right, so we have a very good deck here. Again, we need like I would probably say like 5 really strong cards out of this pack, because we don't want to play all those Tempers. We probably want to play 2. And then we need like 4 really solid creatures, preferably some 1-drops, maybe a Dauntless Onslaught, or some extra stuff here and there. But we have a pretty solid deck right now. We just need all the things to fill it in. And there is a Dauntless Onslaught and a Wingsteed Rider. We just have to take the Rider here. Yeah, I think it's Wingsteed Rider over Dauntless Onslaught, as much as I hate making that call. I definitely think that is the call. Alright, so here we're kind of screwed a little bit. I guess we take the Ill-Tempered Cyclops. Like, we could play 1. It's definitely not, like, out of bounds. Something, like, I definitely wouldn't do. And whoever did it took the rare, so, like, this pack just wasn't for us. So, yeah, I definitely don't mind taking the Cyclops here. Other cards to consider are Leaf Crown Dryad, if you're in that deck. Read the Bones. Those are probably the 2 best cards in this pack, although Scholar is very good if you're in the white-black deck. It also triggers off the Pegasus, which is, like, super important. But, yeah, I mean, I think it's just Cyclops here. Should be relatively easy for us, given that's the only card of our color. And now we get a little bit of a choice. It's like Titan Strength or Philosopher. Or foil rare, yeah. Glare of Heresy would be really good if it wheeled. There are actually a decent amount of good cards in this pack, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 8 maybe? Like, I don't know, we could wheel it. We need the other enabler now that we have the Wingsteed Rider, though. So that's fairly easy. We're just getting so screwed in this pack. I feel like we gave relatively good signals. We could play Borderland Minotaur as another 4-drop. Deathbellow Raiders. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, we have 4 creatures to play on that turn. Last Breath isn't the kind of thing we want to be doing. I mean, I guess if we play the Deathbellow Raiders, I mean, I've played it in an off-color deck before. So maybe that's just what we do. And now we get Chosen by Heliod, a Crone Crusader, or Gift of Immortality. So I guess when the goods come, they come aplenty. Voyages and Baleful Eidolon, the 2 best cards in the pack. So Gift is so good with Fanatic of Mogus, or yeah, Fanatic, maybe of Mogus. Fanatic of Perforos? No, Fanatic, whatever the 4-2 that when it comes into play, they lose life thing is. You just play it, and it just keeps dying, and keeps coming back, and keeps draining. It's so good. Chosen by Heliod is also very good. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have a lot of enablers. Do we just want this? No, we probably want the Chosen. Like, it's cheaper and draws a card, which is why we want it there. We wish we were a Triton Tactics deck. So do we want the Doggy or do we want the Bronze Able? My guess is with all the Fearsome Temples or the Fearsome Tempers, we really just want the Cerberus. That could be really good. And a Snarecaster. I love this guy. He's so strong. Obviously, we wish we had some 1-drops in here, but we don't, so that's okay. Ray of Dissolution. Or another 2-head Cerberus. I don't know how many doggies we're going to be playing, so we might as well just take the Ray. Messenger speed is fine, I guess. We don't want to get Stymied Host. I mean, I don't really know that many people that would play that card, or that do play that card, but I guess we don't want it to happen to us. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to take it. Alright, so here's another one. We can take the Glare, the Philosopher, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we have plenty of creatures in that slot. We can just take the Glare for the sideboard. And Borderland Minotaur came around. I don't know actually what the chances of are of us playing it. But I definitely don't think it's terrible. So, you know, might as well keep it in mind. Foil land or sideboard card? Foil land, sideboard card. Foil land, sideboard card. No, sideboard card. Foil land? Yeah. Get it? Yeah. Boulderfall. See, like, if this forest had, or if this plains had matched that plains, then maybe I'd have to do it. Like, just be able to run matching plains. But that may be a little too cute. I don't know. It may not get in our opponent's way the way I want it to, or our opponent's head the way I want it to. So I really wish we had Hopeful Eidolons, because that gives this deck so much game against, like, mid-range, control, all those things, but we'll have to get by without it. There was definitely another white drafter, although I don't know how close they were to us with the amount of goodies we got late. Ordeal, Orekos, 2 Sky Guards, and a God's Willing. 2 Fall the Hammers, 2 Minotaur Skull Cleavers, the Spear Point. Oh yeah, this guy. So this guy better than this guy? Maybe. Spark Troll, Nyxborn, definitely Titan Strength. It says 12 creatures. Yeah, it's just so fast. Fearsome Temper. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 targeted effects. Alright, so we definitely want the Death Bell Raider just because we wanted the creature. I guess we can play a Cyclops because we want a bigger thing in case we flood out. And we want another trick. And then we can play the Fearsome Temper and 16 lands. Seems good. I mean, that's 14 creatures. That's a little on the light side. I'd rather play 15 or 16. But I could see it being good. See, like, what else are we figuring out? We may want to play Glimpse. Borderland Minotaur or Cyclops. I mean, this is just better because it doesn't cost double red. A Puppy. Glimpse. See, Glimpse could be really, really good. Like, just a very good way to get through. Spear Point is fine. Maybe better than this, though. Yeah, like, if we need that, we can definitely board it in. I agree with this. Alright. See what they want. 8 and 8. We do have the 2 double white cards. Do we want to play 9-7? See, the reason we want to play 9-7, I think, is because all of our 2-drops are white. And so that gives us room to draw our 3rd mountain. And playing like a Phalanx Leader on 2 or a Winged Rider on 3 is just so important. I think we really want to play 9-7 with this deck. I mean, we could also always, like, cut... we could, like, cut a Minotaur Skull Cleaver or something, like a Fearsome Temper for another mountain. But I really, like, we just want to have all the gas. So I think this is going to be it. Yeah, alright. I will see you guys with round 1.